From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apology.
Good job, Bill. Good job, Bill. Good job, Bill. Every show. Still muted.
I had so many questions. And they were all unheard. I'm taking a sip for each time I tried to speak during while muted.
My boo. What do you
anyways,
go ahead.
Welcome, heathens, to another episode of the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem, the podcast for the rest of us. I am Crushing Boo. Happy to be here with you on this lovely Sunday evening with my cohorts, Marcus, Val, and special guest, John Stanton. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's up, fantastic.
Yeah.
Got my Mad Dog with me already this week, so I'm good to go.
So I don't have a regular Mad Dog spot. I'm drinking a big ass bottle of sangria, and I got some Flying Dog. Is it Flying Dog? Yeah. Waiting in the fridge afterwards. But anyways.
I got cheap vodka and Mad Dog, so I'm cool.
Standard business as usual.
Always.
Business as usual. 5 times filtered cheap vodka.
I'm drinking Mezcal Union.
Oh, there you go.
Very good, very, very good mezcal.
Keeping it sophisticated in here, John.
Some Miller Lite.
It's nice when he's the bougie one.
Val's still on the Bud Light train, as per usual.
Bud Light and the Mad Dog.
Bud Light and the dog. Right on. Well, yeah, so if it's your first time tuning in, we appreciate you. Happy to have y'all here.
I'm sorry.
Please like and share on all your favorite social media platforms. Recommend us to your friends. Join us. Jump in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're out there. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits, on Twitter at DC Misfits. We have a YouTube channel. Go there, like us, watch our videos. They're great for putting on in the background while you do everyday mundane, boring ass shit. Twitch, District of Misfits, and go to crushingdc.com and purchase our wares and support us in that way, because we are giving you all of this for free. Anyways, like I said, how's it going, Marcus? What's new with you this week?
New with me this week? Nothing really. I think it was a standard week. The fucking rain and snow fucking sucked. I'm kind of over that shit. Like, I think I almost died like 2 or 3 times this week trying to walk down the street.
When you sent the message about entering and exiting the studio, I knew it was serious.
So I'm getting ready to go to work, and I fucking hit the AstroTurf and just fucking did a flip and landed on my ass. So I figured if you were coming by the studio, your big ass would have probably broke something.
Oh, see, man, I'm so because I'm so big. When it comes to like slippery shit, I walk like
a pigeon.
I walk like an old man. I'm like low, knees bent. I walk like a broken hockey player. Just a little wide stance and just like like everything hurts and just very gingerly. But I still managed to bust my ass.
Walking to work usually takes me like 10 minutes. It took me like 25 because I was baby stepping that shit.
Yeah. John, you're down in New Orleans, so tell us what's going on down there. You guys,
it's cold as mud, man. It's like fucking 35 degrees right now, some shit. Here it's. I mean, I heard people say this all the time that like it's a dry heat or it's a dry cold or.
That's sloppy as shit.
Yeah, no, for real. Like the cold here is not like it is in DC. Like in DC, 35. You can kind of handle it, right? Like, I mean, especially if you go outside, it's like whatever, because your house has got insulation. But my house has no insulation at all. Like, there's none under the floors. Some of my floors you can see through the hardwood down.
Oh yeah, I didn't even really think about that. Like, yeah, you're definitely not building. You're not building shotguns down there with the intent of like keeping them warm in the wintertime. Like,
well, and also if you put in insulation, like I thought about putting insulation under the floor at my house. I talked to my landlord about it, and she was like, "No, man, you can't do that because the house is 4 foot off the ground just because it floods, and it would get real. It would retain all the moisture." And then you get termites.
Oh yeah,
like that, so
yeah. You just have that nasty, moldy fiberglass shit going on under.
Yeah, and the walls I found out because my back wall is kind of fucked up, and they pulled out part of the drywall, and there's nothing in there but rotted out wood. So yeah, it's cold. It sucks, but also there's a pandemic, so you don't go nowhere. No way. I mean, unless you're an asshole. Like if you're going out to like Burberry or something like that, but only assholes go out right now.
Dude,
so you have to yell at the children?
What?
So did you just have to yell at the children?
Did I just have to yell at the kids? Yeah. Yeah. I'm a pretty easygoing dad, but yeah, I told them, it's podcast time. You gotta chill. They were like doing battle. They had like cushions and shit up underneath their fucking clothes, and were like. They each had one boxing glove, and we're just like,
you should have recorded that shit.
They've reached that stage. Like, I don't know. Maybe sometimes I feel like some of these precious moments, I just want to keep them all to myself. Everybody else is showing their kids doing everything on the internet. I'm just like, no, I'm greedy. I'm mad greedy. Are we listening? Are we listening?
Somebody asked a question on Twitch about Howard Stern's penis.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it. How come no one respects Howard Stern's penis anymore?
Are we getting trolled on Twitch already?
I think so, yeah.
We got how many? We got like 12 followers on Twitch, and what?
Louis is one of them.
Three of the trolls. Like, what the, okay.
I'll take it. Trolls are a good thing.
I mean, I'm totally into the concept of people hate watching. That's very exciting to me.
I mean, that's what we did to the Super Bowl last week.
Yeah, we hate watching the shit out of the Super Bowl. That was a great time. That was a great time. And to everybody who sat there and watched us hate watch, we really appreciate you. Like, it'd be great if someone hate watched us hate watching the Super Bowl. That's meta. That's what I'm really pushing for. Maybe next year.
We hate watch it so badly that I don't remember most of it.
Brady won.
I had a some of you.
Some of you.
You had a fuck yeah, some of you.
Forgot about that. Hold on.
Oh, brutal.
I had a some of you.
Are we doing safe words, y'all? Are we doing safe words?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, mine is.
Stan, you're a guest. You get to go first, and not just saying should.
Right, so, are there any rules to safe words, or is it just like safe words?
One single word.
One single word. We don't use proper names.
Oh wow, one single word, huh?
Yeah.
Popper.
You say pop.
You say cockburn?
Popper.
Oh, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Well played, sir. Well played. Marcus, you want to go next?
Camel toe.
Camel toe. Excellent.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent. Compound word. Very, very good. Val?
Can I use some of you?
Some of you, I'm going to let it ride. It's all one word. It is not a proper name. It falls in the rules. Man. Now how am I gonna outdo some of you? Like, I don't know. How about you have faith? I'm going for I'm gonna go with sirloin.
Sirloin.
I'm gonna sirloin. I made a pot roast for dinner tonight. I'm feeling very beefy.
Okay.
I successfully made a pot roast. I didn't fuck it up in the.
You didn't burn it, drop it.
I made it in the Instapot. And I managed to not fuck it up. And I got my kids to eat like some like medium, like rare, red meat, which may or may not be a good thing. I don't know.
So, Boo, since you now can read the comments on your own, go ahead and look at the Twitch.
Oh shit! Remember how many?
Let
I
me
was
know
seven,
if you want. Let me know
7 days old.
That.
Ronnie the limo driver raided the Capitol from behind with a plug. All right, Mr. Walmart Wi-Fi. Happy to have you on board. A level of chaos that I wasn't planning for, but am 100%.
I'm just gonna mad dog the shit out of it already. Just
yeah. Keep them
8
coming.
inch
So yeah, we got like a kind of a loose itinerary. We're gonna talk about this Gorilla Glue girl. I feel like Gorilla Girl is racist. We'll call her the Gorilla Glue.
because it
That's
is.
a twister right there.
Yeah, I think Marcus. Did you write those notes?
No.
I
Damn it, Val.
Can't blame the white guy.
Expect better from you.
At least I can't spell. Shit.
We're gonna talk about drunk ass Tom Brady because that apparently is something that needs to be discussed. And then we're gonna talk about the theater on the hill, that we all just I don't know can't seem to get enough of. Though I really went off this ride.
I ignored it a little bit.
I pulled the cord many times, and the bus driver still will not stop. I don't understand.
Hi, Sheena.
And yeah, we're gonna delve into the world that is John Stanton.
Well, it is the John Stanton show tonight.
Today, this is the title of this episode is episode 69.7, the John Stanton Show. So, for those of you who do not know, actually, John, why don't you go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself?
I am fuck man, I don't know. I used to live in DC. I grew up in the DC area. I was there my entire life until about 5 years ago, more or less. I guess a couple years in college I wasn't there, but then after college for about a year, then most of my life I was there. Then DC got a little complicated for me, and also got a little bit played out.
It got really small and really complicated.
Yeah,
is that fair to say?
Yeah, I had a crazy person chasing me and buzzing shit, and yelling at me constantly.
Nice.
Yeah, and then also like this is my 24th year as a reporter actually, which I figured out the other day because one of my employees she's not even 24. So I've been
wow. How does that feel, bro?
I mean, I'll be honest. Like when I graduated from high school, like I was definitely not anticipating going to pass 40. So like I'll be 47 on Friday. So I feel pretty good about it all in all. But so I moved down here to New Orleans about 4.5 years ago now, and I am now the editor of our version of the city paper. It's called Gambit.
I love the Gambit.
Yeah, it's a fun newspaper to work for. It's like City Paper, like City Paper was always kind of interesting to me because of its like they ignored so much, like studiously ignored Congress and like all of that shit, and we're like, nah, we're here just for the local people, And Gambit, its tradition is very similar. Like it's very, very, very locally focused, but like because so much of what locals, unlike DC, where like a lot of local people do work in politics, but we just don't ever want to talk about that shit when you're off the clock, right? Here, so many people are involved in like the bar industry or food or music or art that, you can't avoid it, right? And it's part of who we are as a culture down here. So we write about a lot of that kind of stuff. So if you're not from here and you ever are coming here, definitely pick us up and read it.
I mean, when I moved there, that was the one thing that actually helped me learn the city was that paper, like where to go, where to eat, where to hang out, like what shows were playing. So,
this is the 40th anniversary year of the paper. I know, right? And we still publish a physical paper, which is very rare for all weeklies.
You got to, man. You got to keep that alive. I feel like
we're trying. It's hard. It's very, very hard. I mean, we have a very small staff. There's 4 of us, 5 of us, basically, that do all the editorial work, and then there's some advertising people. We got a great production staff.
How many papers a week are you all printing?
I'm not sure of the number of physical papers. I'm not actually sure. It's down. It's down even further as a result of the pandemic.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
like
Yeah.
bars and shit like that, and like there's no bars that are open really. So like,
right, dude.
Where's the office located?
It is in the like CBD warehouse area, like on Camp Street.
Makes sense.
I mean, we've all been. I started in July, and we've all pretty much been working from home more or less through most of the pandemic. So it's nice though. It's nice to have a job because man, I was unemployed for a year and a half before.
Yeah, I mean, and you were doing freelance. You were on the road for a while. Like you spent a lot of time, like Mexico.
I thought about this the other like Christmas time, because at Christmas, like that was a year since I seen my mom, and I spent probably about 70% of my time over the last 8 years on the road. Like I was never when I was living in DC, I wasn't really home that much back then, and when I was living here, I definitely wasn't, and. Then I got laid off, and I wasn't traveling that much, but I would travel a fair amount. I'd come to DC pretty regularly, and I was doing some freelance stories about the border, so I'd go down there. But this is the first time that like I've spent like an entire 365 days in one place.
Nice.
Probably in my entire life. I mean, since I was a child, maybe, but like not even. The farthest I'd gone was 2 weekends ago. My partners that I'm like are in my quarantine pod that I hang out with once a week. We went out to one of our friends' dad has our father-in-law has a cabin out in Mississippi, which sounds scary as fuck if you're not.
Yeah, it
does. But and it is a little bit scary for real. It's Mississippi, but it's beautiful. It was like there was like 4 of us there, and like and it's only like an hour away, and that is the farthest I've gone since I went to Cuba for New Year's last year.
Nice. Yeah, I try to avoid Mississippi as much as possible.
It's really pretty, man. It's really, really beautiful.
I don't care. It's scary there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a complicated ass state. Like, there's a lot of really good people in Mississippi.
It's complicated. Algebra is complicated. Trigonometry is complicated, dude. Yeah, Mississippi's just racist, bro. Like it's just like.
Well, but the thing is that like there's a lot of like a huge part. I don't know that it's half, but it's damn near half probably is black. So like being like fuck Mississippi, you're like fuck all those black people that are living in Mississippi, like just condemning them to just the bullshit, which is not a great.
Wow, you were getting roasted in the comments, bro. They're just there's shots fired, and everybody is just.
Have I told you guys about the time that I got heckled for being on Rachel Maddow when I was here?
No.
Oh yeah, no. Who heckled you?
This is like
you're usually the one doing the heckling. Like,
this is like in 2015. I was walking down the street, going down to the French Quarter to go meet Kelly Sheeran, who was my old school friend who was a bartender in DC. I walked past this bar, and I think it was Lafitte's. I'm not sure, though. And there was like 100 gay men in the place. Was packed. And they all, one of them sees me and yells at the top of his lungs, "Oh my God, there goes Rachel Maddow's bear." And start catcalling me and yelling at me and shit when I'm walking down the street.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was not awesome. It was very embarrassing. I was just like, I turned purple.
Wait, were they like into the fact that you were on Maddow, or they were like calling?
Oh
you
yeah.
Goddamn liberal shit.
Oh no. These were not like anti-Maddow guys. These were
all right. Just I needed context. I needed that context. Yeah. So like, I feel like with all the shit that's like been going on, I really am glad that you're on here because like you spent a lot of time as a journalist dealing with, the government and whatnot, and so like you have like this whole. I feel like you have this take where you can kind of like you can go down and spend 5 years in New Orleans and like still have like a pretty firm grasp on what's going on up here because I'm sure you still talk to some people and whatnot. I feel like we're totally just gonna skip over like this This one
fucking. It is the John Stanton show. So.
Silly ass thing, but like,
I have a question though. I mean, I do my research for each of these shows, and I want to know. I pulled some pictures up, John. I want to know what's going on here.
Oh,
that's on the internet. That's on the internet, John.
That's what was chasing me around DC while I left, bro.
That's the old ex, dude. Why you bringing up old shit, bro? What's going on here, man?
That's the crazy that was chasing me around DC.
That's
yeah.
Well, all right. On a lighter note,
that was my honeymoon.
I like this picture.
Oh, so that's the devil's penis.
The devil's penis, yeah. Let's.
That's what that's called. That's a fungus from the Amazon. I went to the headwaters of the Amazon River in Ecuador, and I stayed. There was this cool this woman that I was dating at the time. She and I were like looking to go to the Amazon or the Andes or whatever, like in that area, like in Ecuador, and we decided to look into places to stay. And we didn't want to go to a ecotourism place because that's always run by some like white lady named like Crystal, and like and like, just like take advantage of the local people and the local space, right? She found because at the time there was like kind of Spanish language Google, and like the English language Google, and we searched for shit on English language Google, and we couldn't find nothing. But she was Argentinian, and she found on the Spanish language side an advertisement for this company that was run by these local Quechua Indians, because they also realized that ecotourism was a bunch of garbage. So they were like, why don't we just do this ourselves and get money for our village? And so what you do is you go down there to a town called Tena in the Amazon, which is it's in the middle of fucking nowhere, bro. It is just nowhere in the Amazon. And we met this kid, and we took a bus for a couple of hours to a river, like to the Amazon River, basically. It's not called the Amazon there. It's far enough up and small enough that it's not really called the Amazon.
They just call it the river.
Took a canoe for like an hour up the river.
It's just a motherfucking river.
And we stayed at their village for like 4 or 5 days, and like hung out with them and kind of like learned about like what it's like in the Amazon, more or less, right? And like that was one of the things that they have. And he was like, this is always very popular with all the tourists that come, and he like picks up this giant thing, and I was like, that looks like the devil's dick, and he was like, that is exactly what it is.
What do they use it for?
And what exactly is it? Is it food? Is it a
plant? No, you don't eat it. I think it has, as I recall, this has been fucking.
By that picture, it's been years.
If you put it in your mouth, it'll make you feel funny, though.
There's been a lot of poppers ago, so I'm not positive. But
better be careful, New Orleans with his poppers.
Yo, Marcus, bing that shit. What does the devil's penis do to you?
there is
die with that in your search history. Yo, Bing, we're waiting on that check, bro. Waiting on that check. Any day now. Yo, so wait a second. In the comments here, there's apparently a bear story. I feel like, have I heard the bear story? There's requests
about getting heckled. I think.
Oh, okay. Is that you were?
He's talking about sex bear things. Yeah.
I don't know. Sheena is like, tell the bear story.
It could be a bigger story about the
Sheena wants you to tell the bear story. So I'm assuming Sheena knows that you know what the bear story is.
I think it was the one I just told about the bar, the guys at the bar yelling at me.
We all remember when Stanton had hair.
You don't remember that, really, dude? Oh, you do. Yeah, you do.
Vaguely. I was on the tail end of the hair phase.
Yeah. Well, no. You saw 2 times, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's kind of scary looking, man.
That can't be good for you. Good luck. Put that on a salad. Slice that up, throw it on a salad. What is this? Devil's penis.
Devil's penis. Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
On the internet. Oh, I don't know what that one. I mean, there's a lot of them, Sheena. I gotta tell you though. Like,
so many.
Oh wait. Oh well, there was the guys that one time. Do you remember? Like if you Google my name, you Google me, is John Stanton gay? Like some real fucked up shit comes up, and there's a there's definitely an entry that like Rachel Maddow and I have kind of talked about on her side. No, it wasn't on Reddit. It was on I don't know, Sheena. Damn.
Hey, see, I try to tell Marcus he doesn't. He like. Oh,
I think it was, but yeah. If you Google it, there's a thing called a leather pig, which is really disturbing.
A leather pig?
Yeah, it looks like somebody that's getting rotisserie fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, is that okay?
Is that right?
I didn't know what it was, but somebody said that was what I was into, and I asked Rachel Maddow about that one time. I was like, "What's a leather pig?" And she was like, "Oh, you sweet child."
Did she pat you on the head and bless her heart you?
She's like, when you're yo, did you know her back in the day, Boo, when she was a bike messenger in DC?
So what's funny is I didn't know her personally, but the first time I ever saw her on her show, I was like, there's something eerily familiar about her, and I realized that like we didn't know each other, but like she definitely had like come into places that I worked and was like, you know, yeah, I probably.
Yeah, that's a leather pig.
I'm sure I carded her a few times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Her and Gator knew each other because when she told me that she was a bike messenger, I was just like, well, I mean, how much of a bike messenger were you? Like, did you do it once or like?
Yeah, there's various degrees of messenger. Yeah. Like you can't like. There's tons of people that did it for like a summer.
Yeah,
they did it for a season, and like you know,
she lived in a group house on Capitol Hill, like on like 3rd Street. This is like 1992.
Oh, wow. So she's been here for a while in DC.
She was, yeah, back then. She was only there. Well, she was there for like 2 or 3 years. This is right after high school, I think. But she lived there, which was crazy because I was like, because I asked, I was like, "Oh, do you know Gator?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, that guy's dead."
Oh, rest in peace, Gator. Oh, dude, like this was like, wasn't it like this time last year or no?
A couple years. It's been since I was living in DC that he died.
Gator.
Yeah. Cheers.
He was a good dude. Kept me from getting killed a couple times.
It's always a good friend.
Oh yeah, one time me and crazy ass Joe got into a fight. This was before me and Joe were friends, and he was pulled a fucking U-lock out of his fucking pants, and a bunch of other bike messengers who I did not know were standing behind him, and they all pulled out locks, and I was just like, fuck.
U-lock justice, man. U-lock justice.
And Gator was like upstairs at this house party, and he like opened up the window and started yelling at them and was like, "Leave that man alone. He's my boy. You can't be fucking with him." And that was the end of that. Literally saved my life. Gator saved my life.
Yo, actually, it's Joe passed in 2020.
Did he really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Like I remember being in quarantine and having like drinks with Priscilla about it. Like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man. And it wasn't COVID, but
it was late 2000, right? 2020, I mean.
I want to. Yeah, it was. I mean, we're coming up on a year. I feel like we're coming up on a year of a lot of things with this fucking shutdown and shit, dude. Like, you know, so no Mardi Gras. How are people handling?
They're losing their mind, probably.
I mean, so here's the thing about it, right? Is that
Marcus, put that white people shit down. Yeah, there you go. Like, where's the pictures of the cruise? Oh, yeah, Shannon, thank you for that. Shout out to rest in peace to Joe Englert. We're coming up on we lost one of the big hunt people over the course of 2020. But yeah, Mardi Gras, dude. Like, what's everybody doing?
So the Mardi Gras is an interesting situation because like it's like I don't know, like basically. Everybody here kind of got used to the idea that it probably wasn't going to happen, really. And then they announced that they were canceling all of, like, the carnival parades a couple weeks beforehand, right? And during Mardi Gras. And so people were like, that's fine, whatever. And there are these really creative people who got together. This woman on Twitter once, like, literally one day was like, we should just, like, decorate our houses like Mardi Gras floats. And then that'll be Mardi Gras. And they created an entire new crew that is international. They have people in Dubai. They have
That's awesome.
In the Netherlands. Yeah, these are some of them. Yeah, And it's like a very creative, awesome way of doing Mardi Gras. And like on the one hand, there's a lot of that going on, right? Like people are finding creative and interesting ways to celebrate. And on Tuesday, there'll be a lot of like that, like people walking around looking at these houses.
That's fucking awesome,
Oh my
man.
God, that's amazing.
Yeah, so
That's
they call them
fucking
house floats. Yeah, they call them house floats.
I'm loving everything about it, dude. That's so dope.
Then the mayor, so when coronavirus first started, the mayor was very good. Like she was great. Like right before St. Patrick's Day, this 2020 was on this weekend that is called Super Sunday in New Orleans, which is the biggest day, well, not the biggest day, but it's one of the biggest days, certainly in Black New Orleanian culture. And it's when like the Indian crews, the Black masking Indians, go out and they march, right? And it's it's a huge deal, right? Like people, thousands and thousands of people are out in the streets, right? And the Indians come out and they dance and they parade and like it's a big party. And you know that weekend is the day before was St. Patrick's Day, so white people were going to have their crazy ass shit, Black people were going to have their crazy ass shit. The whole city was going to be bananas, right? And couple like 4 days before, the mayor was like, "Yo, there's a pandemic. We got people that have died already that lived here. We're canceling St. Patrick's Day. We're canceling Super Sunday. We're canceling everything." And Monday is the last day that bars are going to be open for a while, right? And you know they shut down the bars, and then by the end of that week, they shut the entire city down. Everybody was told to stay home, and for like 2 months, everybody stayed home, didn't leave really, except for like walk to the store or whatever, right? Like it was fucking nuts. And then since then, so like she kept this up for a while, but then eventually the tourism industry got upset, and they basically forced her to start promoting New Orleans as a state, because we did what no one thought was going to happen. New Orleans was supposed to become the like worst place in the country for coronavirus. And like when the virus first hit and the pandemic first started, everybody was like, "Well, New York is getting hit really hard right now, but New Orleans has its early infection rate has gone so fast, so high, and it's New Orleans. They're going to just be a dead wasteland there, right?" And we did everything we were supposed to do here. Local people worked really very hard, and because it's a Black city, I think a lot of it, right? It's like everybody knew people that were dying, like every fucking day at the beginning. There were just people dying. There were whole families that had died from coronavirus here. I mean, it's bananas. And so the city responded. But then the mayor basically started telling the tourists to come, and using the fact that it was safe because we had lowered the curve and brought it under control as a way to sell it, right? And the tourism industry was selling it that way. And what they've done is every time there's a big group of tourists here, there's a big outbreak in the city, and a bunch of people get sick, and somebody dies, and then they shut down the city again. And so what's ended up happening is that like we are essentially working for free for the fucking tourism industry, right? Like all of us are like unpaid employees of the fucking hotels, right? Like, and we're not getting nothing for it except for more grief and pain. And like you get to Mardi Gras, and there's these two sets of rules. Like tourists never get arrested. They never get their shit put like broken up. Whereas like locals, if you have 10 people standing in an intersection watching a band play on the corner outside, the cops will roll up on you and make everybody go home. And so we get to Mardi Gras, and instead of like doing what they should have done, which is like 3 or 4 months ago said, New Orleans is closed, no one come here, we don't want you until it is safe. And then when you come and it's safe, we're going to party and blow your fucking mind off, and like you're going to have the tattoo in your home. It's going to be amazing, right? They didn't do that. And so instead of us being in a place where like bars could stay kind of open in some kind of capacity, we could have some kind of freedom to move around during Mardi Gras, specifically on Fat Tuesday on Mardi Gras. What you got is you got the city shut down, and you got like thousands of tourists here who are just like wandering around neighborhoods. Like every couple of hours, there'll be like a big ass group of tourists that walk down my street because they ain't got no place to go.
That's just
and while they're walking in, my neighborhood is beyond me, and it's dark. They will get shot.
I mean, I've been to your house, dude. Like you are not in a touristy spot. Like you live in a neighborhood. Like
Okay, there are a bunch of Airbnbs on my block now, but like,
I don't doubt that. But like, I'm saying as far as like tourist trap spots, like you don't have a whole lot of that going on.
The two bars that are by my house from where I'm at right now, Rhythm and The Hangover, are not places that tourists are allowed to go.
Yeah, The Hangover.
Oh man, I was gonna say, I bet you some of the local spots down there, they're like,
no, I don't go in those places.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. I would imagine.
But so I think what's going to end up happening on Tuesday ultimately is that like we're lucking out a little bit because it's so cold. Like it's supposed to be 20 degrees Tuesday morning. So Tuesday it's going to be fucking freezing here.
Y'all are not prepared for that shit at all.
See, I try to go to New Orleans every winter because it's fucking warm.
Yeah.
Not like this is about the time I go.
Than where we live.
Yeah.
A lot of people. That's why there's motherfuckers wandering around his neighborhood right now because they're like,
bro.
Yeah.
That's
so
Even Mother Nature is telling them to stay out of Norman.
I will say like a couple years ago when I went there, it was the first year that like the pipes froze and shit in like 20 some years, so we weren't allowed to drink the water.
I was down there. I was down there a little over a year ago. Stayed at John's, and it was, it was 60s, 70s. it was like mid 60s, kind of overcast. It was a little rainy while we were here. There was like kind of windy one day, but like pretty, decent weather. What I would consider decent weather for January, in down there. But like if 20s, I mean, I still get weather alerts and shit from down there. So when I see that there's like a potential freeze alert going on in New Orleans, I'm like, yo, shit's fucked up. Marcus, we're gonna have to have a conversation about this Chiron that I just noticed here. How is my bald spot? How is my bald spot supposed to be something that we
ask your boy John Stanton. Ask John Stanton.
Oh, did that shit happen while I was away when I went to
No, that's what he sent me to talk about. That was in his notes to me.
Oh man, that is cold-blooded.
I like how it took you 40 minutes to find it.
I'm steady, just like because half the time I expected to say the same shit that it did for the last 3 weeks. So
Well, let's do a shot.
That's why I was like episode 69.7. To you clever bitches. All right, so we're gonna take a quick moment to thank everybody who is watching. Please like and share this feed if you are watching on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, please, with your friends and loved ones who you think will enjoy our witty repartee. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, the District of Misfits, on Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube. Check out our channel there. Subscribe, please. The District of Misfits show on Twitch, District of Misfits. It's all one word. And please help us out by going to crushingdc.com. Ooh, the sangria is starting to kick in. And purchasing our wares and helping us out that way. So anyways, moving right along, there was a Super Bowl we watched, we heckle watched.
We did.
And a dude won another ring. I'm like trying to imagine what it must be like to be Tom Brady's parents and try to be like excited again for the 7th time. Like if my child won a Super Bowl 7 times, like would I still be as excited the 7th time as I was the first? Maybe the first 3 times you're just like, oh my God. And then by the 4th one, you're just like, fuck.
I will say, I mean, I'm a Yankees fan. So like by the time they got to their 4th World Series, I'm like, I don't even want to watch this shit no more. Like it's boring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some Patriots fans out there that'd be really pissed that you just compared that to the Yankees, but I'm totally into that. So
fuck them.
Anyways, but like
they had his parents being interviewed and his mom was like, I have to remind myself I'm not cheering for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's got to be a weird thing too, man. Like there's probably a lot of hurt feelings.
I mean, he did like the one other team other than the Patriots that racists love. So
the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
The Bucks. Nah, you know what? I bet you there's probably quite a few racist ass Falcons fans out there.
And Cowboys fans, but
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
Texans,
what fans do you think are the most racist? Because Mississippi doesn't have a team.
I mean, they're probably. I would say
football fans.
Oh shit. So maybe not anymore. Maybe not anymore. Anybody who's still rocking the old school gear,
yeah,
like, because there's some people out there, they just don't give a fuck. They're like until I'm in the ground, they're gonna rock that stuff.
Fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah,
when I gave up being a Washington fan, it was the most liberating thing that I've ever.
Well, and you move to a city where you could just easily jump right in and embrace. I mean, they were likable anyways.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Depending, unless you're a Falcons fan, then you're everyone loves the Saints unless you're the Falcons.
Who that?
Priests molesting kids. So.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a whole. So here's the thing, John. Now, here's a subject that I wasn't expecting us to get into. So we're working our way down the list now. The Washington football team has had its reckoning. How long until the Fleur de Lis, you know what I mean? Like until that shit comes under fire, man, for
For the Fleur de Lis?
Yeah.
So this is an interesting debate in the city. So
I'm like
you don't know, the Fleur de Lis was used as a brand for slaves that were, I guess, sold out of New Orleans or were connected with the main big plantation that was right outside of New Orleans. However, the Fleur de Lis was also used contemporaneously by other things within the city, and so it's a bit like the way that people here that I've talked to about it. There are kind of three groups, right? There is the group that is very like anti Fleur de Lis, says we should get rid of it, right? Then there is another group that's a small group, slightly larger group, but still smaller, is a group that doesn't know anything at all about its history. And then the rest of the people are just sort of like, whatever, don't give a shit. It's become something else, right? It's so far removed from that. You have to actually go back and learn history to be able to figure out that that's connected to it, right? It's not like this Fleur de Lis. No one looks at it and feels oppressed unless they know that it's connected to that, right? Is kind of the argument that goes along. So I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Of all the things that I can see happening in this city, which are a fair number of things, that one is not a thing. I mean, that would be like getting rid of like the stars and bars of the fucking DC flag for some reason, right? If that's
finding out that the three stars were like how many times you like. I don't even want to make up any whack ass shit, but there's some fucked up symbolism behind. All right, no, and that's fine with me, dude. I feel like
they got rid of the statues.
I think the statues and Confederate flags to me is it's a good step in the right direction.
Right.
You start renaming all the streets and the high schools and the playgrounds and shit. Like,
yeah,
I'm fine with that. And then getting rid of systematic racism itself that'll be next step too. Baby steps though.
They were going through some like we've been writing a lot about like the street names and the schools, and like all of the schools here, all the public schools here, more or less were named after this guy named McDonough, right? So it was like McDonough 25, McDonough whatever, McDonough this, McDonough that, right? And McDonough.
Quick question. Did he own slaves, or was he okay with people who did?
Very okay with people who did. Yeah.
Okay. Carry on. Proceed.
He was a Yankee who came down here.
He was a Yankee who was down with slavery.
Yeah, came down here, was a businessman, made money in some manner off of the Confederacy, but also off the Union. Then he started public schools, right? And the argument for it being allowed is that he started public schools that were serving black people, right? But when you go back and you read what this dude was saying, he was just like, black people are animals. Like they're just like,
Oh, he was a piece of shit.
Like they shouldn't even be considered a monkey. They just these like animals, and they need to be trained in how to like read for work, right? Like he was like they should never be around white children. We should never allow them ever under any circumstances. Right?
Ever.
Yeah. And eventually, the McDonough schools were like integrated, I think, a lot earlier than a lot of other schools. However, he wasn't just kind of, he was a shitty dude. He was a racist motherfucker. And so like a lot of like, there's like they tore down one of the statues of him, and now there's like a big question about what to do about the high schools that no one is trying to do anything about. That's the big sort of like racist thing in New Orleans. It has not yet been addressed in high schools. But the rest of the shit, like, I mean, yeah. They tore down the statue of Robert E. Lee at Lee Square, and they're talking about potentially naming it after Leah Chase from Dookie Chase Restaurant.
Oh,
wow.
She was bad as hell, yeah.
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 Name. I say tear down every Confederate statue and put up a statue in honoring some local black woman. Regardless of what I don't give a fuck if she was the first black librarian in town, or like or she just had really good cornbread. She had a dope cornbread recipe. Like I think just every time you see a Confederate, so just tear it down and put up a statue of a black woman.
I've always thought that what they should do is they should tear them all down and they should name them all after fucking any black man that was like a slave or like post-slavery that like killed a white dude for being racist.
I'm down.
Like what's the one picture of the dude? He's going after the dude in the Klan robe, and he's got one hand on the dude's robe, and he's about to just fucking lay one into him, and they're like celebrating black heroes. Like this, like, I don't know who that man is, but how that dude doesn't have a fucking statue somewhere is beyond me.
Dude with
actually
with the tea can from that video the other couple weeks ago.
Yo, that dude in the town square somewhere. It should be him like leaning down with the wind up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just random like here comes the wind up. That, or it's got to be like after he's made contact and then the fucking tea's exploding.
Yeah,
it's got to be one part of the action scene or the fucking follow through. Like
I had my man that was like fucking lighting the dude on fire in Richmond.
Oh no, in Charlottesville, the dude that had the fucking hairspray can.
Yeah, that dude. They should put him
American hero.
Get rid of the statue of whatever Liberty or whatever. Put his ass up.
No. Hey, bro, the guy who punched Richard Spencer.
Oh,
that guy.
Oh, yeah,
that guy should get a statue, and it should be Spencer. All like,
did it ever come out?
They caught him like behind the ear. It's got to be accurate too. Like he just got him like just like snuck like, yeah.
Did that guy? Did we ever figure out who that guy was who punched him? Did it come out?
No, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay with him. I'm okay with him remaining.
In my head, it's fun. He's too slow, but like still, in my head, it's fun.
The American hero. Hey, y'all, let's take a quick break, Marcus.
Do some shots. Let's do some shots.
Yeah, I'm out of wine. I'm out of sangria. I'm about to switch over to beer. So I'm about to.
So you want to play one of our favorite videos from Super Bowl?
Yeah. So we watched all those dumbass commercials, and we made a list of the ones that we liked, and none of these are fucking groundbreaking, but they're all pretty entertaining. And shout out to.
And it gives us a minute and a half to make some coffee.
It really just gives us time to step off camera and handle business.
Freshen up.
All right, here we go.
Feeling good, like I should.
He's still got it.
So text me now and win the lawn and garden of your dreams.
Hey, Travolta's, don't be tickety-talking on my grass.
Feeling blessed, never stressed.
Ah, the backyard. It's had quite a year. I say, let's keep this backyard thing going. That's why Scott's and Miracle Grow want to give you a chance to win the lawn and garden of your dreams.
Like mine. Just not better than mine.
Like mine, where you can work on your short game.
Like mine.
Oh, it's a little close. Oh,
It only turns left.
Come on, Leslie, crush your core.
I don't crush you, Emma.
Dad, it's the red one.
I know.
The other red one.
I know.
Feeling good, like I should.
He's still got it.
Did you know that Norway sells way more electric cars per capita than the US? Norway. Well, I won't stand for it. Come on. Never mind. With GM's new Ultium battery, we're gonna crush those losers. Crush them! Let's go, America. Keenan, Norway's out EVing us. Wait, what's this?
Oh, it's my daughter's birthday. She's really into pirates
I don't
lately.
care. Grab an EV, meet me in Norway.
Okay, can I say goodbye to my family?
Nope.
All right.
Aquafina, sorry to disturb you, but Norway's beating us at EVs.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Meet me there in an hour.
Can I ride with you?
No! GM's Ultium battery is made for all types of vehicles, so soon everyone can drive an EV. Whoa!
Why didn't we all just go together?
Knowing Will, he's probably flying private.
Hey, Norway, listen up, you fish-loving! Oh, this place is adorable. Damn it. Where are you guys?
We're in Finland. Where are you?
I'm in Norway!
Norway? You're in Sweden.
Damn it!
All right. So there's that.
Yeah, you know, I like some wholesome, you know, some wholesome Will Ferrell humor.
Yeah.
He doesn't disappoint. He's a national treasure. I hope he never gets caught up in any kind of
Scandal.
yeah.
That'd be
Like,
kind of
really.
disappointing.
He's on the list. But me and Sarah were talking the other day. We were saying like the Wilson brothers, like Owen and Luke, like you just really don't want to ever find out that they like did some cruddy shit. You know what I mean? Like you just.
Oh, speaking of Owen Wilson, I just watched Bliss on Prime with him and the Hayek. Lady.
What is it? Bliss?
Bliss.
Not familiar.
So it's really trippy. And it goes. It's weird. It's an odd film. It's a sci-fi love story. It's just an odd fucking thing. So I kind of left it thinking like I just wasted an hour and a half, but at the same time, like, what the fuck did I just watch? It was kind of like
Marcus, real quick, I want to address Josh's comment.
This one.
Even if Rand Paul's neighbor isn't black, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say he's invited to the cookout.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as he doesn't bring.
Want to know why he's not black? Because his ass is alive.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. If he was black and he kicked Rand Paul's ass, he might have happened upon a series of unfortunate events.
Yo, man, my across the way neighbor one time, he got a little bit fucking. He's got issues.
He's got issues / he racist.
Well. So but his issues are just like mental health issues.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Went off the deep end. Might have menaced a couple of women police with a pillow and a big ass butcher's knife.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna meet my boy Austin one night, and I opened my front door, and there are like 2 SWAT guys with like sniper rifles standing behind the pillars on my porch, and another cop, like in an official like officer-y kind of cop, like captain or lieutenant or whatever they are, and I was like, "What the fuck's happening right now?" And they're like, "Do you know the man who lives across the way?" And I said, "Yeah," and we started talking, and anyway, they told about the women cops thing and all this, and so they bring a tank, and who was black, a cop in the tank who was black, was trying to negotiate with him to come out, and he kept yelling out the door, "I'm not coming out, you're gonna kill me," or whatever. And he was like, "Why would I kill you?" It was like, "Look at you, right?"
Look at you.
Yeah, and so you could have first read that as like you're a cop in a tank, which is like totally legitimate like thing, right? But then he finally comes out, he's smoking an L, and he's got a coffee cup in his hand and his robe. And the cop's like, "What do you need?"
His robe.
Everybody's crazy in a robe.
The cop was like, "What do you need?" And he was like, "Well, I need another coffee." And I was just like, I was sitting in my house. I was like, oh no, don't say that. They're gonna murder you, man. Like they were like,
No, but dude, first of all, you know how mad comfortable you have to be. You know how over shit you have to be to answer the door in your bathrobe. First of all, like if you ever see me do anything in my bathrobe, I am giving zero fucks about what happens after that. Like it don't even matter. Like
I know what I'm getting to you for your birthday.
So he got a beverage, a blunt, and he's in his bathrobe. That's a triple threat. That man don't give a shit.
For slaves. So like, they're gonna kill you. Kill
and he said, "Look at you, look at you." No, I'm not coming out. Look at you. That's just...
So they eventually they rushed him. They got him to come outside and they rushed him. And I texted Austin and I was like, yo, it's like now 4 hours later of like a standoff. I was like, yo, they just grabbed him. So or it's over, right? The standoff's over. I'll come over there. And he was like, all right, is he dead? No, he's like, is he alive or is he black? And I was just like, wow, Austin.
What? Damn.
I was like, yeah, he is white. So yeah,
he's. Yo, I don't hear any shots fired. So wait, the cops have been here for how long and ain't nobody shot nobody? Oh, he must be white.
Yeah, I was the realest shit ever. I was like,
yo. So I want to answer Monica's question. I feel like what kind of robe? She said the question is what kind of robe is a solid zero fucks robe? I mean, how open is that robe? Is the question. Like if that robe is closed, if that robe is tied up nice and versus just like it's just. It's on your body. There's various levels of tide, I guess. I don't know.
I'll tell you, boo, I swear to God, there was during the pandemic before I got my job, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I've been unemployed for a year and a half. I was in this real dark space, and I didn't wear clothes for like a couple weeks. Like I was just because I was home, right? Benji was down with his girl in the parish, and so I was just by myself.
Oh, when you got a whole ass house to yourself, no, I'm not wearing shit.
Yeah, and
you kidding me? Especially when it's hot.
No. Yeah, well, I definitely went outside and got my groceries from
in your boxes.
I'm buck naked.
Oh, that's that. All right, I'm not that brave.
I didn't realize till I did it. That's and I was like, wait a second.
That's a white man thing, though. Like I as a black man, like. I would at least have to have boxers on because
Las Vegas would like to have a question to talk with you about that.
Oh, yeah. We'll always have Vegas. We'll always have Vegas. No, one day I gotta have people on the show that were there that could really appreciate it. I'll have to have them as guests. There'll be a whole panel of people. And they'll be like, "Why the fuck are these people on this show?" It'll literally just be to laugh while I tell the story of being naked in Vegas.
It's the best story I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's one of my fucking shining moments. It really is.
When you came home and told me that, I was like, this is like
I relive that story every time I tell it, and it gets better and better every time. I still remember it.
Better time than the present.
Clear as day. I don't know. I might have overhyped
Yeah, tell the story.
So I was in Vegas for a bachelorette party. My friends Mark and Alex, they were getting hitched, and so we had all the bridesmaids and the groomsmen and all the friends and stuff there. And ironically, on a totally like the day that we got to Vegas and checked into the MGM was the same. Literally, we got into the room, we checked into our room. My mom called me and was like, "Hey, you need to turn on the news." And we turned on the news, and it was the train crash at Fort Totten.
Oh,
that red line, yeah. That it was literally breaking news. So we're like, "Fuck, man, we can't get away from DC for like a second, man." Because everyone's all texting each other like, "Oh my god, you fucking the fucking news at Fort Totten!" Like, so yeah, so we're all into that shit. That was actually a whole wild ass fucking weekend, and me being naked is just one branch on the goddamn tree. It's a big branch on the tree, goddamn it, but a branch nonetheless. Anyways, so we go out, we hit some strip clubs, and we hit some bars, and we had the fucking bus with the pole in the middle, and everybody's doing their pole tricks and shit, and we get back to the hotel room, and everybody's just all fucked up, and there's a bunch of people in the hot tub, and there's little penis suction cup things everywhere, and yeah, there's just and you know, various pills and powders and liquids and things flying around, and
what you talking about?
People throwing up in the hallway and security having to show up, and I'm like, oh, it's not my floor. We got there because I went with Jana, my ex-wife, and she and I, because we checked in later than everybody else. Everybody was on one side of the hotel, and we were on the other side. The MGM is like a crisscross.
Yeah.
So if everybody was here, we were like, you know, we were down here. And so we make our way back to our side of the hotel. I don't even know what fucking time it is because there's no windows in the goddamn place. And, you know, Jan and I, we get into bed, and I wake up at I don't know what time o'clock because I hear or thought I heard someone knock on the door. And I get up and I'll open the door and I look out and I look down the hall, and then I hear this click and I feel this cold metal door on my ass. And I was like, what? I was like, what? Yeah, my bare ass, because I was butt ass naked. And like, yeah, so here I am locked out of my hotel room naked. And
that's awesome.
This dude goes by, like leaving this for the elevators. He comes around the corner, walks past me, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, knocking on this door a couple doors down from me, like furiously trying to get in and shit. And then I look down the hall the other way and I see the cleaning lady's cart, which leads me to believe that it's probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that. What's some time after checkout? I don't know. And I walk over to her and I just like grab one of the towels. It's like, yeah, so I'm locked out of my room, and if you don't mind calling security, and I'm just gonna hold this for a moment. And she just was like, you know, I would imagine that not only was I not the weirdest thing she had seen ever, I probably wasn't even the weirdest thing she had seen that day. And again, I'm guesstimating it's 11 in the morning. Who fucking knows? Again, there's no fucking windows anywhere. And it's Vegas. It's fucking MGM. And so as big as that hotel is, I don't know if you've ever been to this hotel. It's fucking gigantic, right? Security was there in like, they just night crawlered out of fucking nowhere. Just boom. I was like, is that Brimstone? Like, fuck. And they're like, sir, can we help you? And I was like, yeah. So just locked myself out of my room. If you guys can help me get back in. And they're like, yeah. So we're gonna need to just see some identification, if you don't mind. And I was like, yeah, it's no problem. It's probably in my pants that are balled up in the middle of the floor. I'll be right there. And so yeah, long story longer. They let me in. I got my ID, and the only thing better than that experience was telling it to my mom. Like the kick that my mom got out of that story, and the fact that like by the time we met everybody at the pool later on that day, which I think was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, because again, Vegas and shenanigans, and like, yeah, everybody was just like I got roasted so hard.
Oh yeah.
By the time I got to poolside. So,
I mean, I worked in a hotel in New Orleans. So John, I was at
I mean, I just feel like in Vegas or in New Orleans, like naked people.
Oh, we go through
naked people is going to happen.
There's a lot of things that we go through protocol. Like, there's a lot of training to deal with the crowds in New Orleans.
Because there's various levels of naked behavior. It's one thing to be naked. How are you conducting yourself while you're naked is a whole nother thing. Because, you know, I think a few weeks ago that I tell this story about my friend who's on PCP, and he was naked and he was fighting like a bunch of Montgomery County's finest. You know, like I consider that to be like extreme naked behavior.
Right. And also,
I'd like
you are. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you aggressive would be really fucking scary. But like a little person being naked and aggressive would be kind of cute. It'd be like, oh, look at that guy over there. You know.
That naked little guy.
So talking about PCP, I was working at a hotel in Ocean City when the Wild Samoan was on PCP fighting everybody in the lobby. I was working at the restaurant upstairs.
Oh my
when they
God.
killed him.
Wait,
Actually,
the Wild Samoan, like, isn't one of the pro wrestlers?
Yeah, back in the 90s, like fucking, I was at that hotel working.
Was it Afa or Sika? Sorry,
I
I'm
don't
just nerding
remember.
out
I
for
think
a
it was
moment,
Sika.
but,
I'm
like,
not sure which one it was.
man,
I just remember he was just whooping ass and breaking. He broke everything.
First of all, Samoans don't need PCP to fuck shit up. Like, I
Right.
just that to me, the PCP, that's just abuse. Like, you don't need a PCP, bro. You're fucking Samoan. Like,
Yeah. I mean, he broke the whole lobby.
Between New Orleans and DC is people down here don't get dusty. Really. Like every once in a while I hear about it, but like they're like in DC, you see motherfuckers like being fucking crazy, like all fucking shermed out all day long. But
so
here,
if I was in DC, if I was walking down the street, in DC and all of a sudden I smelled PCP, I'd be like, oh damn, like somebody's all right. Yeah. But if I was in New Orleans and I smell PCP, I would be fucking terrified.
Right.
I would be like, these things do not equate. They don't go together. This should not be happening. Am I safe?
For
like,
me in New Orleans,
here's par for the course. Depending on what part of town you're in, like.
So I first met New Orleans when I was like 17. Me and a
You
couple
met
buddies.
New Orleans?
We took a road trip.
You met a stripper named New Orleans?
Yes. We just picked up and drove down to New Orleans, head full of acid, bunch of acid, and just did the city up at 17 years old. Then when I moved back at 22, I was still head full of acid, lots of cocaine, lots of fucking ecstasy.
I mean, I think it's safe to say out of the 4 times that I've been, 50% of those times I was tripping balls.
Oh yeah,
which is why the last time that I was there was such a good time because it was the first time that I did New Orleans as an adult.
Yeah.
Even though I was legal, even though I was of legal drinking age every other time before that, this was the first time that I actually did it as an adult. Like I started the day sober. I had an agenda, plans. I did these plans. They were good. I went to sleep at normal hours and then got up and did more shit and like can remember vividly.
I have a rule. Like, every year I go down, I have a rule in New Orleans. I go out for 4 hours and I come back and rest for 4 hours. And
shout out to Lil B.
So actually, the last time I was actually in New Orleans, I was sitting at a bar and fucking talking about chocolate mushrooms, and the person I was talking to was like, "Oh, I got a whole bag full of chocolate mushrooms." I'm like,
oh, dude, last time when I was down there, dude. So when I forget what bar it was that we all went to, John, but like, I think like it was Kelly and I want to say one of your exes and like, well, anyways, long story short, we met some people from Portland that were friends with like, they were like, we saw a commercial for Lego Masters and they were like, yo, they were like, our friends on this show. And we're like, what? And they were like, yeah, but they can't, they couldn't tell us, what happened because obviously, non-disclosure or whatever. So Sarah and I watched this whole fucking season of Lego Masters, which is a really dope show. If you need to watch something that is just fun and not, because we watch a lot of shit that's just entrenched in evil, like, especially if you consume a lot of news and media, like John does, and like I do without getting paid for it. Like it's a really good palate cleanser. But like, yeah, we found ourselves rooting for these motherfuckers from Portland, and like they were building some wild ass, badass shit. Lego Masters, dude, you laugh now.
I seen that. I don't think I want to.
That shit, don't step on them, but dude,
that
those
doesn't
things are
turn me
fucking on. Like it does. No. Well, all right, it doesn't turn you on. So
I just started thinking about something. I think the first time John, I only met you a few years back. But I think that like the first time I was like hearing about you, you were telling a story about the last time it was the Republican, or maybe you were telling me the story. I don't remember if it was TV or you telling me. Republican convention, and you got hit in the head or thrown through a wall or something like that.
Oh, Rudy Giuliani, yeah.
You got tackled by Giuliani's security team. Yo, what's it like now to like see? Okay, before I really wanted to just hold off now, but we're in hour number 2. so we can delve
We're in the
down
clear.
this rabbit hole. Like,
Yeah, this is fuck you hour.
all right.
This is the fuck you hour.
So before we
That's what
do
we're gonna
that,
name it for now. It's the fuck you hour.
before we do that, like and share this shit on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, District of Misfits, Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube, District of Misfits Show is our channel. Please like and subscribe and share. Twitch, District of Misfits Show. crushingdc.com to buy our shit. John, where can people find you on social media? Because I was hoping that maybe in your lower thing you would have just your ads at DC Big John.
Yeah, mostly on Twitter. I'm on and off of it depending. Like I'm on it most during the weekdays, weekends. After I had my issue put out, like I basically this weekend all I did was like stare at my wall or watch Doctor Who.
Which era Doctor Who
are you watching the new Doctor Who?
I'm current. Well, so this is like I don't know how many times I've watched them. Like, but like this is like I'm in a full rewatch of the Christopher Eccleston kind of reboot era. You know,
which one was it?
Right now I'm on the was it the 13th Doctor? The old guy. What was his name? The dude.
The old white hair.
Yeah, yeah. About halfway through his run.
Do they each? So here's the thing: is I stopped watching after the dude with the big afro.
Yeah,
like
that's
from
the
when
same.
we were
That's the
kids.
same. That's the same guy he's talking about.
No.
No, I'm talking about 80s, late 70s Doctor Who.
I got you.
With like the fucking big ass fro. Because that's, dude, I feel like that canon is way too deep for me, dude. Like I just don't.
The cool thing about it is it like they don't, the showrunners like don't give a whole lot of shit about canon. So like they'll just change shit all of a sudden, like
right, yeah.
I mean, people lost their shit when they made Doctor Who a woman. Like that shit was.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah. They hate women.
Before there was like it was just sort of like the regeneration where it becomes that's how they explain why the actor changes.
Tom Baker, thank you, Primus.
Tom Baker, yeah. Originally it was like kind of this open question, and then all of a sudden it became there's only 12 regenerations allowed, and then all of a sudden John Hurt became like a 13th Doctor, but they didn't really consider him a doctor, and then they just sort of undid that so that they can now have potentially and people are just sort of like, oh, that's fucked up, but then they should do
Are they going to end on the girl?
No,
they should do one season where the dude that plays Mr. Bean is Doctor Who.
No, I love Doctor Who.
No, just one episode. Just one
Who's
episode.
on that show like Red Worm?
What's up, Greg?
Blackadder.
Blackadder,
Yeah, Blackadder. They should have that dude just one episode. Like just fucking troll everyone and be like, the new season of Doctor Who, and it's Mr. Bean. And they're just like people are burning their little TARDISes and shit in protest. Just like sorry, Doctor Who fans. I didn't mean to. Do they have a name? Like Trekkies or Trekkies? Star Trek fans or Trekkies? What are Doctor Who fans? Do they have a nickname?
British.
No, it's not just British. They've got a huge following in the States and Canada too. Like,
no, I don't know.
Does Doctor Who have a huge following in Spanish-speaking countries? El Doctor Who.
They're called sometimes
Whovians. I should know how to say who in Spanish. I've taken Spanish 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm blanking right now because of. Thank you. Oh, Primus, by the way, I'm still tripping that Ladanian is your cousin. Like, that's just fucking. I see the resemblance and I can't unsee it.
Really?
No, Primus Tomlinson. You know Primus.
Yeah. Who hate watching Super Bowl with us.
Ladanian Tomlinson is his cousin.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And now can't you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is how we do. He fucked my shit up last week, dude. Like it was great. Yeah, thank you, Boris. I'm so embarrassed. Lo siento, everybody.
Yeah.
My bad.
My condolences, Primus, by the way.
I'm gonna step off a camera for 2 seconds.
Where are you going?
I need beer.
We're not allowed to step off.
All right. I will just sip this one gingerly. Yeah, Marcus is getting real good at this. So, all right. So, John, you are like one of the people. Whenever I like get all political and shit, you are always one of the people that I think about because you and I, we have our Venn diagram. Our Venn diagram. I always say Vin like Vin Diesel, but our Venn diagram. There's a lot of overlap between politics, music, culture, and whatnot. And so I'm always curious about your interpretation of things when shit goes down. So I would like to know in as much vivid detail as possible about where you were and what you were experiencing. Thank you. We watched Chronicles of Riddick last night, and shout out to Vin Diesel, man. Still fucking that movie. The movie holds it down. But yeah, I want the John Stanton experience of January 6th, watching, the Capitol insurrection, et cetera. So take us from the top. As someone who again is a former DC journalist who has spent a lot of time in that building around some of those people, you've walked those halls, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, I spent 20 years covering Congress, and most of that 20 years I was sitting in the Senate press gallery, and which is, I guess, where they wrote it wasn't the picture I saw doesn't look like it was right there, but it was close to there, like kill the press or murder the press or whatever, murder the media. That day, like, I was getting ready to put out my issue. I also, weirdly, my landlords had people in the house like demoing my bathroom, one of my bathrooms in their house, like. So like I had these two random people here working on the bathroom, and I had kind of like I wasn't watching any of what was going on because I just was like I don't really want to like I'd seen enough. Like the protests over the summer were really upsetting to watch as someone who is a native, Washingtonian and watching what was going on and how fucked up things were, and talking to my friends and seeing what you guys and other friends were putting on social media about the protests and how the police were reacting. And so I had a lot of work I had to do, and I knew that like I couldn't really pay attention. So, and I figured it was just going to be like I knew it was going to be violent. Like I definitely understood. Like I'd seen enough shit online to know that it was going to be super violent, but like I kind of figured it would be violent. Like another kind of bad violent, where it was going to be violent in the streets with the cops, and then they were going to turn it outwards and just start fucking up the city. I was taking a break from working and was like sitting in my bedroom, just like playing with Jaws, basically. And my phone buzzed, and somebody was just like, they're like, this is so fucked up. We're all terrified. And I looked at my phone, and the person who it was, like, I was like, oh, fuck, they're probably at the Capitol. What's going on? Like, what's good? They're covering what's going on, And I turn on television, and, I see these fucking, like, animals, running around in halls that, like, I used to run in, like, chasing down congressmen and senators who didn't want to talk to us, or, like, trying to get to the other side of the building to grab somebody to talk to them and to ask them questions and to do my job. And I saw people that are my friends in videos, cops that I know, staff running around, like people that, members that I've known look, I've known Mitch McConnell for 20 years, and he's a very horrible, horrible human being and done enormous damage to like our country and the world. But
to that.
The idea that like, these maniacs were going to like, if they got into his office, we're going to like rip him physically limb from limb, and we were going to watch that shit on television was just fucking horrifying, right? Like, it's very jarring and fucked up. And being so far away from it, like, it's funny when you work there, when you work in that building, you look around you and you see all of the security holes that they exploited, right? Like the single pane old ass windows and like the wooden doors that like barely close and like all the shit, right? But you're positive that that clearly they have some plan for all of this, right? And for instance, like, so they have this thing where, like, if there's a chemical weapon attack in the Capitol building and you are anywhere near the Senate chamber, they tell you, there are signs and shit, and they tell you to go into the chamber. And they've put these exhaust fans in there to, like, suck the air out if there's a fire or whatever, right? But the doors that go in there are these folding doors that are, like, you know, probably 100 years old, with these other doors that just have a key lock. That's it, right? And they're not hermetically sealed. There's no. But then you think, well, maybe they've put that in there and they just haven't told us because they don't want to, like, expose the security measures they've taken. Yeah. Like, they don't want us, even the people that work here every day, to see the things they've done, and it makes you it made you feel safe, kind of. And that's how I think most everyone thought that works there. Like, they like, it's under control, even if we don't know it, right? Like, and they don't want us to know it because they don't want outsider bad people to find out about it. And then to watch it happen, and it's like, well, no, it was not in fact safe. Like, it was literally the least safe place in America to be on that day was in the Capitol building, right? And you know, like, I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked that they did not kill any members of Congress. Well, members of Congress, there are so many of them. I guarantee you there were members of Congress that they would have killed if they had known who they were.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people that fly below the radar because you know, everyone on the Dem side, you know, there's AOC and Pelosi and, like, but outside of like the big name people, like, you know, Schumer, et cetera, like. Yeah, a lot of them could have just been like, they could have just pretended to be staffers and just.
The senators are easy to pick out though, because, like, they are generally older white guys, and they've got, like, a younger white guy and maybe a younger white girl with them, right? And they're in, like, that. They all wear the same suit, so, like, they're actually kind of easy to pick out.
Dude, if I was a senator, I would totally make my entire staff wear the same kind of suit as me. Like,
I mean,
you would know. Oh my God,
would you Steve Harvey it?
You're one of Dixon's people. Like, they would just know. It'd just be.
See, this is where I say that you should run for politics, and I will.
No, because I hate.
I will be your manager.
I'm not here. No, I could never run for politics because I am not good at pretending. I don't play the game well. I don't play the game well. I don't play the game well. I would never get allowed at any. I would never get invited to any of the committees. I would never. Now that I understand, because here's the thing: I used to think, like, oh, you run for office, you get elected, you legislate and you vote and blah blah blah. No, you got to rub elbows. You got to get on committees. You got to get into these clubs. You got to get into these clubs. You got to fucking, like, it's all the shit that happens outside of the fucking halls of Congress, where you got to fucking, like, be like buddy with these fucking horrible people and play the fucking game. I'm terrible at playing the game. Like, if I don't like you, if I think your politics are shit, I can't, like, in good conscience be like, do that.
So John, let me ask you
this. Maybe because I was a bartender, I could feign it to some degree, but, like, when it comes down to people's lives and shit, dude, like, no. I hope Lady G never gets another handy in her life. I hope she goes the rest of her life getting nothing but the shittiest handies.
So John, let me ask you this: Is Lindsey Graham and Mitch O'Connell? You said he was horrible. Rand Paul, like, are they just horrible human beings in general? Like, are like Ted Cruz and all them?
There's four. I mean, like, you've named four really shitty people. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Dude, but, like, when you meet them, are they just shitty people? They just don't come.
No.
They're not, like, portraying shitty people. They are actually shitty people.
One time.
So they are. This is the thing about them, is that I don't know what they've been like since Trump. Like, I left DC basically once I was.
Oh yeah, you're blessed, dude. You never got to spend any time in DC post Trump.
Not real,
except for like a quick visit for the folks. But, like, you've been insulated from the horror.
But this is the thing about them, is that, like, I know, like the people that those people were, except for Rand Paul and and Cruz. Like Lindsey Graham had worked very hard, pretty much starting immediately after the 2000 election, to rebrand himself as this sort of like, insidery politics guy. I say some shit sometimes, but I don't really mean it. Kind of like get along, go along. I'm a really reasonable. And he started it with Hillary Clinton, because when she got to office, I remember the first time I was ever in a room with Clinton was she did this thing. It's called a pen and pad, where like you can't have cameras, you can't have like TV cameras.
Yeah, but you got to be pen and pad.
In the Senate,
you got to go old school and dictate.
Well, yeah, you write down your notes basically, right? And then you write
shorthand. What's that? Your shorthand?
And shorthand. I wish I'd learned how to write shorthand. Chicken scratch, yeah.
Somewhere Dan Rather's like, yeah, bitches. Bet you wish you learned that shorthand now.
This was like in like 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2001, and Lindsey Graham and Hillary Clinton did this bill on like. I think it was
together
or something like that, right? And like Clinton did it for her own reasons, and and Graham was doing it for his own reasons. And Graham, in this pen and pad with those reporters, said it, right? Like he was like, listen, I know that like no one thinks that like Hillary and I should be in the same room together because I, tried to convict her husband during the impeachment process, and I'm a right winger because at the time he was.
Did you say white winger?
Well, no, but
even if you didn't,
yeah,
it's still funny.
But he's like, we all can get along. We can all find places where we can get along on some issues, right? And this was for him. This was very important because he was trying to moderate his image, because the Bush people were much more moderate on a lot of stuff than the Gingrich people on some stuff. And Clinton was trying to find a way to reassure the Republicans in the state of New York and also nationally
that she could play.
She could be a senator that could work with Republicans and be a politician that could work with Republicans. And it worked quite well for the both of them, right? And Graham really capitalized on that momentum, and it eventually became where he was like this guy that did like, you weren't quite sure what he believed in, but it wasn't what he said publicly.
Yeah.
And the thing about what's happened, I think, over the last 4 years is that, like, you could know somebody who says some kind of racist shit, but they treat everybody around them really well, and they do lots of things. They make sure that people are never treated poorly, but they say racist shit, and you can be like, well, you shouldn't be racist, and that is bad. But I'm trying to wrap my head around the complexity of you, right?
Yeah.
But then if all they do is just be like, oh, let me introduce you to my racist friend. Let me introduce you to my other racist friend. Let's go to the Screwdriver show. Like at some point, you got to be like,
we've gone this many episodes without the band Screwdriver ever having come up. Shout out to John Stanton for breaking boundaries.
Oh, you are a racist, right? And like, if you're okay with your friend being in Screwdriver, right? Like, if your friend is the singer of Screwdriver, you're a racist. I don't care what you do. You could give all of your income to the fucking Nation of Islam. It does not matter. If your homie is the fucking singer from fucking Screwdriver, you are a racist. And Donald Trump is the singer of Screwdriver, right? And like, if you're okay with Donald Trump, then that makes you a racist as fuck. Like, and it's the only positive thing that can be gleaned from the last 4 years is that, like, we no longer have to pretend, right? We don't have to pretend about this shit anymore. It's like,
we know who they are now.
If you're down with that racist shit, then you're just down with that racist shit. That makes you a fucking racist. I don't care that you don't want me to call you.
You did not just throw a picture of Screwdriver up on this fucking show, Marcus. I will fuck you up, dude. Oh my God. The roads are nice enough that I could drive to Mount Rainier in a pretty short amount of time. Drop a 3-piece on you.
Anybody that's listening right now,
Oh, yeah, bring it back to Vin. Bring it back to Vin
You got a
Diesel.
homie that listens to the Screwdriver. That's a racist motherfucker. Tell him to go. fucking
No,
get
but just the first album's cool though, right? Like, isn't that the past?
So anyway, that's that's what we've learned about him. I mean, Mitch McConnell, but Mitch McConnell's the same way, right? They were the way people thought of Mitch McConnell for many years was that he was amoral, right? Like he did not have any position that he cared about other than being in control. But the reality is that there are certain moments where you have to take a stand, otherwise you are saying which side you're on, right? If you don't say no to a thing at some points in time, then you are saying yes to that thing. And that's what he is.
Yeah.
He has said, I am totally fine with violent racism and homophobia and xenophobia, as long, and if you're down with it that much, that just makes you part of it. I don't give a shit. Fuck those Germans that were around when fucking World War II was happening. Fuck all those old people.
All right. So on a lighter note, John, what is this?
Wow.
Oh man.
That's Lou. Shout out to Lou. What's up?
It's Lou.
Because I hear Nazi style sometimes though.
Oh no.
Wow.
Still messy after all these years.
Oh, but
All right.
weird haircut that those white boys like.
All right. Here's another question. John, what is this? And those can't see it. John just spit his drink out.
So that was 3:00 in the morning ish on my
At the Pancake House.
at the No, my niece's birthday.
That was your niece's birthday.
Why is your shirt off at your niece's birthday, John? What is going
Do
on?
your
here?
hairy ass chest at your niece's birthday.
Jesus.
See,
What is going on here?
I scrolled the internet and I found these pictures. I did find you with a bunch of kids.
He
But
binged all of that shit too. He didn't Google
I
it.
did. I did.
He bing everything on this show,
But-
John. I want you to know.
But because there was kids, I didn't want to pull them up.
So actually, Marcus, I came up with a thing that we might have to start doing for our guests when they come on here. But before I get into it, John, so I wanted to get your interpretation about January 6th. I have my thoughts and feelings about this whole impeachment thing. I would like to I feel like, with the intent of trying to make sure that he can't run for office again, there was just really no point into it.
No.
What are you? So you as somebody who would you've been around for impeachment proceedings and such.
Were you there for Clinton's?
Give us your interpretation of how much of actually let me back it up a little bit. How much attention did you even pay to the impeachment proceedings, and of that energy that you did put into it, what did you take out of all of this?
So I watched some of it. I couldn't watch his lawyers because it was just
They're idiots. They're fucking
man.
idiots.
it was just like watching people.
I could do better, and I'm an idiot.
No, but no, that wasn't.
It's true, John. It's true. No, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck?
Not the point of them to do that was not to do good. The point, and what they succeeded in was muddying up things to the point that
They made Giuliani look good.
I'll vote for Nikki Haley only if Tulsi runs as her VP. And I am totally 1,000% kidding.
What you got to understand is that what they were trying to do and what they did was to mess it up, to make it so that it was a mess and a spectacle, so that the people that weren't going to vote for conviction have cover, right? That's what they were trying to do. That's what they did.
I mean,
no one thought he was going to get convicted going into it.
right.
They literally had a video of him with that day's newspaper sitting there and him being yes, I totally incited them and I wanted them to murder everybody, right? And he still wouldn't have been convicted.
The dude could literally shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
He demonstrated that he could shoot somebody. So here's my other question.
But the thing about that is, the thing you got to understand about that is that the press has and the press has allowed Congress to not deal with situations on a much smaller scale than this in the past because of the fact that like the person wasn't ever going to get, you know, impeached, or they weren't going to face any real consequences. So then it's like, this is just performative, so why does it matter? Well, performative fucking matters. Like going through the motions of a symbolic ritual, the reason that our species has them is because they are important. They mean things. Like people that are super cynical or who have listened to too much fucking dag nasty in their lives like to pretend that shit doesn't fucking matter. But that shit fucking matters, right? Making them vote for it. Yes, I know they're not going to fucking do it. I know this is still going to be stacked against us. We're still going to have to fight all the bullshit, right? But making them do it in public fucking matters. And having a fucking very real symbolic thing, like, it may not matter for me or it may not matter for you, but it matters for millions of other people. Right?
Do you think it matters to have a public record of this thing if they're like, okay, so there's a whole debate over whether or not the Democrats should have brought witnesses. And there was and so okay, so if it wouldn't have mattered that they brought witnesses, and if they knew that no one was going to, do you feel like in your heart of hearts that it was worth it to go through the process, even though everyone knew from the beginning that,
yeah,
even if the end result was predetermined,
yes,
absolutely. Even if it's a foregone conclusion, it's important to go through the process.
I do. Because like if we like not going through the process further erodes the process.
Okay.
And I think that's dangerous.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And so like again, like these things matter. Seeing it happen matters. Seeing the people vote matters. And like,
does this fuck with your faith in the system though? To see even
this is not faith in the system for me, right? This is faith in the people that have faith in the system. Right? Like,
okay.
The system gives them what they want, which is the symbols, right? And they want all of this fucking shit, right? Like in a moment like this, like it's not going to affect Trump, and it's not going to affect, unfortunately, people like Ted Cruz or that creepy fucking dude from Arkansas, Josh Hawley, or any of those.
Oh God, he's like evil Nick Mulvaney. No. What's the comedian? Did I get his name right?
No, you got it right.
Mulvaney is the little one.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney, yeah, he's like evil. He's like evil John Mulaney. Sorry, John. I know you're in rehab. You're having a rough time. I hope you get well soon.
Is he in rehab? He's really in rehab?
Dude. Yo, I just watched his stand-up thing from 2018, and he makes a lot of jokes about ecstasy and blow, dude. Like, I get it.
I thought he was just like a housewife and shit.
No, dude, he's a stealth partier, dude. He's a stealth partier.
But like for like you said, for the process and just for the record, for history, to be able to have this, you know, to show on record that there's a president who acted so.
Yo, shout out to John Mulaney, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to fuck that guy's name up. He's great. He's one of the good ones.
Behind my shoulder over here.
Yeah.
See it, but that's John over there in my behind my ear. John Brown, right? John Brown did not succeed in doing shit, right? But John Brown is a symbol that, like, for people like me, like I got his ass tattooed on me, right? Because I believe that John Brown was fucking right. And that John Brown, when he was like, we're going to kill these motherfuckers because they're enslaving our brothers and sisters, that was a good idea. And he was a fucking righteous ass motherfucker, right? I look at that and I look at the people that were like the abolitionists that from the founding of this country were like, we shouldn't have slaves, right? Those people are examples for the future generations, right? So the people that voted to be like, yes, Donald Trump is a fucking fascist maniac who tried to overthrow our government, and at a bare minimum, we shouldn't allow him to run again ever for fucking president.
Right, yeah, right.
Yes, those people are part of like what is going, because like this is a fight that is going to go on for a long time. This is
So
a
do you see the Republican Party splitting, or how do you see it?
Oh no. This no, it's not. This
They will all coalesce under Trump. They will all coalesce under Trumpism. Those who the Lincoln Project people. What do you think? All right, so question. Let's just say the Lincoln Project people. Dude, I'm surprised I didn't ask you about this. So there's that whole controversy. One of the founders is like a total sleazebag and is like harassing dudes and whatever. And then like a bunch of people are stepping down and leaving, et cetera, et cetera. And I am of the mindset that like all the Lincoln Project did was get liberals to give them money.
No,
like they managed to succeed in getting liberals to give them money. They didn't really like have that much of an effect on the polls, I believe, because Trump got more fucking votes. The dude got more votes than he did in 2016.
Yes.
Like the Lincoln Project didn't stop anybody from voting for Trump.
But did they vote for Trump or did they vote for Republicans? Though that's the thing.
Here's the thing: if you saw a Lincoln Project ad and you were like, "Yeah," you were already not going to vote for Trump. Like you already weren't. Like
that's possible. But also, like the thing about the Lincoln Project guys, I know some of them. I don't know all of them, the guys that founded it, but I know a bunch of them that did.
They're grifters and warmongers.
No.
Yes.
No.
They are all Bush Republicans, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. They all are Bush Republicans. Part of the machine.
Let me finish.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So some of them are straight grifters. Yes. Some of them are not. The grifters are grifters, right? Like I don't think
who's not a grifter.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, John. You win this round.
But here's what I will say about that: is that like they are all Bush Republicans, okay? And being a Bush Republican,
shout out to Gary. What up, fool?
Thing that I'm like not particularly down with, and you are clearly not particularly down with, but there is a far cry. Like these are not two shades of evil, right? Like being a Bush Republican means you want to go to war and like do all that shit. But if you lose the election, okay, right? The Trump guys are like, no, we want to have like a royalty. Right, like a fascist, like.
Although the Bush Republicans had the hanging chads, so it's just a lesser form of like. They gamed the system properly. As opposed to.
I think also like it never occurred to any of them that they could attempt to be fascists, and when it occurred to them, which is what Trump was, look, they have to pay for their sins. And they are many from what happened with Bush, right? Like the things that happened in Bush are unexcusable, and they are on their heads, and they are on their souls, and they're going to pay for that shit, right? There's no doubt. I'm speaking strictly about the Trump situation, right? In that context, like they were faced with the question of, do you want to be fascist?
Marcus, we can hear you.
No, I don't want to be fascist. And in America, the bar is low. Like that's a thing, and so that's an accomplishment. Flipping over that bar in America, we like to pretend in this country that we are somehow better than that, but we are not. We have never been better than that.
No, we're not.
We're constantly having to decide whether or not we're willing to step over the bar. That is, do I want to be a fascist? And those guys made the right decision on that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, here's the thing. To anyone and everyone who legitimately had the balls to be like, yo, fuck you, Donald Trump, and actually like ride it out, unlike a Ted Cruz, like you let this dude talk shit about your wife. You let this dude talk shit about your wife and your daddy, and you still are like slobbing his knob. Like, that's extra, like.
Ted Cruz believes in an oligarchy. Like, he really does. Like, he has.
Oh, man. Ted Cruz is a fucking, like. He's a jellyfish. That dude ain't got no spine, no heart. Like, hold on, wait. What's this thing?
Look at how the majority of these Republicans, even the ones who denounced what happened on January 6th, And then they fucking roll back and they're like, actually, no.
Because, well, dude, they got to get paid. They got to get paid. You can take. You're gonna be like Trump bad, but I'm not gonna vote to. I'm gonna vote to acquit him. Like,
it goes beyond that for them. Like these guys really do believe. They believe that fascism is good.
Yes,
They don't believe
their flavor, their flavor of fascism. Like anything else outside of that, like is yeah.
I mean,
so
like, the beauty of fascism is that it is a very like we run shit.
They're gonna try to find a way to They're gonna try to find a way to distance themselves from the super fringe. Like the white supremacist element is always going to be there. That shit's baked into the Republican Party. It's baked into the Democratic Party too. Like on a much more subtler level. But I think let me finish because what I think is like white supremacy is baked into America, period. Doesn't matter what party, because when Republicans try to call out Democrats because it used to be the party of pro-slavery, like it's baked into both parties. It's baked into both parties. It's baked into our judicial system. It's baked into like the police were, slave catchers. Like our whole criminal justice system, white supremacy, it's all baked into it. It's not just about, I like to say, it's not just about cross burnings and Klan rallies. Like it is the reason why you didn't see black Marcus.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear all your gaseous fucking shit. Guess what? The world can hear you.
It's a brain injury. I can't do anything about
it. You can control your bodily functions, dude. I believe in you. I believe in you. I really do. With every fiber of my being, I believe in you. I believe in you. Anyways, yeah, there's this whole thing where I feel like it's baked in, and we haven't seen accountability in American politics in forever. Who's the Gary Hart? Gary Hart, I think, was the last time a politician did a bad thing while they were running for office. No. And they legitimately got like penalized for it. Like you were the sweetheart. You were a sweetheart. You got caught with a mistress, blah, 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 blah. But pretty much since then, like there hasn't been any accountability by either party. The whole debate about the filibuster, like neither party wants to get rid of it because the other party will find a way to fuck them. When it's sort of come down to this whole like gamesmanship thing. And so we're coming up on almost 2 hours of the show. And so I don't want to delve like that much deeper into this to keep people from getting bored and turning us off.
Back for next week or the week after.
Well, yeah, dude, John, you are welcome to come on here any fucking time. I want to do our quick call to action, and then I have a segment that I would like to introduce and maybe be a regular thing for our guests. And so, yeah, real quick, for those of you who have been watching, we really, really appreciate y'all. Y'all are the fucking shit. We love the fucking shit out of you. Support us by spreading the word and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits, on Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube, the District of Misfits Show. Please like, subscribe, and share. Twitch, District of Misfits, and go to crushingdc.com and purchase our wares. Help financially support us. DC Big John. That's the ats. We're follow this fool on Twitter because it's great. He's got good takes and he talks about all kinds of funny stuff. So John, since I got you here, I would like to play a little game of word association.
Oh, God.
So I'm just going to say, and I kept it easy. I kept it easy, dude. Since this is just an experiment. It's 10 words. It's 10 words. Nothing is too outrageous. Excuse me. While I did write them down, I'm not going to say them in any particular order. Are you ready, sir?
Oh, hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Are you like alchemist type shit right now? What are you doing?
Hold on. Let me just make my cat go away real quick.
Are you chopping up a line?
Yes, that's
all I heard was a tap, 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 tap. I'm like, whoa, hey, whoa.
Hey, that can I join you?
Jaws was fucking messing with me. All right, go ahead.
Shout out to Princess Meow Meow Jawsy Jaws.
Pretty.
Did I say that right?
Jaws. Pretty Princess Meow Meow Jawsy Jaws.
Say that one more time.
Pretty princess. Meow meow. Jaws.
Thank you. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the whole thing. Shout out to Addie. Glad you're tuning in, babe. So Cruz is the Cuban Uncle Juan. I love Boris. I love it. I love this show. Yo, hey, seriously, for all the old homies out here that are tuning in, we really appreciate y'all. We're doing this every Sunday, 10 p.m. So for shits and giggles, even if it's just us on here having a good time, like, we appreciate y'all tuning in. And I will do my best to shout y'all all out and give you all the fucking love. And if any of y'all have the wherewithal or balls to want to be a guest, we can work that out too.
One of the coolest things that ever happened to me was Lil B.
Can we talk about?
Wait, hold on, Marcus. Hold on, Marcus. Sorry. Go ahead, John.
Lil B saw me on television once, told me he was super proud of seeing me on television, made him feel proud.
Oh, dude, I welled up like a fucking fat, proud dad the first time I saw your ass on TV, John. Like, we get like that for the home team, bro. Like, we do. We do. I always hear Mambo Sauce's "Welcome to DC" whenever that shit fucking happens, dude. Like, by the way, we need a sample of that. We just need the "Welcome to DC." Like, yeah, shout out to Mambo Sauce. Keep doing the do. All right, so John, real quick, instead of booze corner, I don't feel like going on a fucking rant. I'm in a really good mood. I got 10 things I want to say, and we're gonna do word association. Are you ready?
All right,
here we go.
This
first
is new
thing,
to all of us, not just
yeah, we've never done this before.
Yeah.
This
I have no idea what Boo's doing. Usually they do.
I like to.
I don't right now.
All right, so first thing, Bametry. Josh Copeland. Gentrification.
Oh God, what's that fucking place called? Cafe Bohem.
Cafe Bohem. Oh, okay. All right, I wasn't ready for that.
Good food, but fuck those guys.
All right. Next one is Go-Go.
Fucking Big G.
Big G. Politics.
Old people. No.
Nah. I'll take it. Oh shit. Bipartisanship.
Fucking no.
Fucking no. Where's my pen? I gotta cross this shit off because I'm reading these in no particular order. Shit. All right. Next one is DC.
My heart.
Punk rock.
My soul.
Ooh. This next one. Oh, number one crew.
God.
Yeah, you wasn't expecting that curveball. Yeah. First thing, bro. Think fast. Number one crew. Come on.
Literally, the first thing that popped in my head was fucking Pierre's face. So, Ninth and Awesome.
No. Oh, okay. All right. I was trying to give you a little NOLA shout out, man. Yeah, for the Indians, man. Number one crew.
Oh, the Indian crews. Oh,
yeah.
No, I ain't trying. No, I will not do that.
Hey, I mean, it's just opinion, man. I'm not trying to get you.
Yeah, I'll get shot and trying to do that. I thought you were Eastern crews. I was like, O Street crew. Hobart.
Shout out to Clifton Terrace. What?
Yeah, Hobart Stars.
Berry Farms. What?
Berry Farms. Yeah.
Yo, all right. Yeah, all right. All right. I think I don't know. I might have said politics. I don't fucking know, but you said nah. Nah, it's good. All right, so the last one, and this is a fill in the blank. Whiskey is my
jailer.
My dick.
Whiskey's your what?
My jailer.
Your jailer. I love it, dude. I think we got a new segment, man. That's fantastic.
I like that segment. That's actually a good segment.
Thank you for playing, man. That's fucking fun. Yo, and shout out seriously to everybody that's that's tuning in the comments, man. Like, even if y'all are just getting on, like, yeah, we want y'all back next Sunday. We're gonna do the do. Marcus, you got anything? John, actually, I want to give you a last word before we all do our last words and sign out. Anything that's important to you that motherfuckers need to know about? Any organizations? Anything they need to know about?
Yeah, I got two things for you. One is if you have ever been in New Orleans, if you ever want to come to New Orleans, right now go to the Google the Crew of Red Beans. Crew spelled with a K, Krewe, red beans.
See,
And
that's
they,
natural for me. I knew that.
they're selling these new things called Bean Coin. What they are is basically you're going to get prepaid bar tabs, essentially.
It's like Bitcoin, but for drunk people.
Well, kind of, yeah. But it's to basically what they're doing is that they're raising this money. They're going to give them
What's it called again?
Crew of red beans, and they're going to give them money to basically stay closed so that the workers stay safe, but to make sure bartenders get paid. And the bartenders have not been getting paid in this country at all. And like they are a part of our culture. People like to pretend that bars are not a real cultural phenomena, and they are. They're a place that are very important to us as a people, and they need to be taken care of. And they're trying. And here, and when it is safe to come back to New Orleans, you can bring these bean coins with you, and you can cash them in and get yourself some drinks. So go buy some of those. That's my first thing. But my second thing is related, which is stay safe. Don't fucking do no stupid shit. Don't get COVID and don't die. Because I want to see all your trifling asses eventually at a bar someplace. I don't want to see.
Oh, I can't wait to come back, dude.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to come back. Like, dude, shout out to you. Shout out to all of our DC NOLA extended family. Blas, Dre, Keisha, Kelly,
Marcus.
Marcus. Oh my God, fucking.
So
I don't know if we got done here right now.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
Lil Miss Dylan Carpenter.
that Crew Red Beans are actually
Dylan and Damon.
in DC.
Dylan and Damon.
On Tuesday.
What happened? Yell, Val.
I'm yelling.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry, babe.
So they're doing a benefit here for the
benefit.
You said benefit?
3 meals to go for the DMV restaurant community. So they're really committed to the industry, like not just in
Can we
New
put a
Orleans,
link?
Nation.
I'm working on it.
Can we post the link in the comments for that? Is that possible?
Yeah.
For the viewing public, can we put a link in the comments?
Yeah, they've been like they've legit been like they've raised money for restaurant workers. They've raised money for musicians, for old like culture bearers.
Oh shit! Shout out to Guy Fieri for doing a fucking ghost kitchen at fucking Buca de Beppo over on fucking Connecticut and Florida. Fucking bringing some Flavor Town to DC. Like, shout out to that motherfucker.
You just now fucking realizing that?
Yo, shut your whore mouth, Marcus. I'm just telling the people the fucking news. You could have brought it up weeks ago, but did you?
Like
No, I'm doing it right now.
Yesterday and shit.
That dude's all right, man. That dude's all right.
Yo, what's still going on? What the fuck are you talking about?
Wanna fight tomorrow?
It is still happening now, Marcus. It is a thing that is ongoing.
That is not cool to do. Don't do that.
That was
I'm sorry. Fine. I apologize. I apologize. Unless no, I apologize. Marcus, anyways, it is not old news because you have not told anybody about it. And so therefore I just broke that shit for all of you. And you know,
I'll accept the answer.
Yeah. And so wait, there was somebody else that also was making a huge donation for DC service industry people.
Is there?
No, someone, anyone? Hello, McFly.
I don't know.
Bueller. There was some organization that was taking all their.
Do my outro.
Stop yelling at me.
I have
Do
nothing.
your outro.
I really don't
Thank you, John, for being on the show.
John, I would love to have you back again.
Yeah, you definitely got to come back and like sooner than later for real. Like you need to be on the semi-regs.
My birthday is on Friday. I ain't doing shit for my birthday this year, which is the first time in history.
Well,
So
then you
next
can come back on the show and fucking be a misfit.
Everybody's got to come to fucking New Orleans for my birthday.
Dude,
We're not coming to New Orleans. We're not coming
to New Orleans every year.
We're not coming there for your birthday, but the Sunday of your birthday weekend, if you want to come on the show and fucking be drunk and yell profanities at us, we're totally into it.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with that.
I would be
super
so
into it.
Sunday, you have no idea.
And Primus in the comments. Primus in the comments. I'm gonna take a moment, raise the glass to KT.
Let's
Kizzle
raise the
tizzle,
glass.
kizzle tizzle for shizzle my nizzle.
Let's raise the
Always and forever. What up, Nicole? Thank you for joining us.
So
My
what I have
cousin
for
Shannon,
I don't
sunshine
really
in
have
the
any-
hills. Go ahead, Marcus.
Don't make me mute everybody. I don't have anything this week. Basically, I think Rand Paul's a dick. I think anybody who fucking went against the Republican, every Republican who did what they did this week, you're a cunt. You're a piece of shit. Anyway, I love everything we talked about this week. I love what Boo had to say. I love what John had to say. I love what Val had to say.
What do I have to say?
Yes, Val, what you had to say as well.
Very quickly.
Apparently, Val's taking over my minute. So it's fine.
Val didn't get a last word, bro. Come on, what are we heathens here? Well, I mean, we are heathens, but we're not savages.
That's fair.
Someone, organization that donated to the industry, right? So we all talked about the Hook Hall helps here in DC that they've been doing a lot
Fuck
for
Hook
the
Hall.
industry.
Marcus.
So what they've been doing a lot for the industry here in DC since, I mean, they were our guests the day before the pandemic shut down.
And they're dicks.
Oh my God, Marcus, what the fuck is wrong with you? Shut up, dude. Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Who fucking hurt you, bro?
If there was a way that I can meet him without meeting myself, I would do it, but we're on the same mic.
I'm feeling your pain, Val. Go ahead.
So Mr. Peanut, instead of buying a Super Bowl commercial, they donated $130,000 to DC Hook Health.
Thank you, Val. That was what I was thinking of. I appreciate you.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's important. Like, I know, so personally, I might have a little issue with Hook Hall, but they've done a lot of things for our industry here in DC, and they continue to do it, even though, you know, we're like back and forth with the closures and everything. They've really been dedicated to providing meals for industry workers, and Mr. Peanut has donated $130,000 to Hook Hall.
So shout out to Planters and Mr. Peanut. They're the best nuts on the planet, y'all. Put them in your mouth.
Yo nuts.
And so
everything I love.
So for Marcus and Val, before Marcus says some shit that gets us in trouble, that the like
I'm gonna be good tonight. I actually have nothing to say. I'm actually very good. I love everything about everybody. Boo, I love everything you did tonight. Val, everything you did tonight. John, everything you did tonight. And John,
while Marcus still approves of the job that we've done, I'm going to take this moment. Tell everybody where you can be found, Marcus.
I'm the Pasteurized Chef everywhere.
There you go. Val, well, how about you?
I am at VMTTC. Wait. On the Instagram and on the Twitch, which I'm not on. I'm barely on.
And John Stanton is at
Facebook. I am at Valerie Michelle Torres.
You didn't know there's more of her.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, so much more you don't know.
Valerie Michelle Torres.
Katie Diedrich, I love you.
Yeah.
Yo, so yeah, I am at Crushing Boo. And for John Stanton at DC Big John, get yourself a faceful on the Twitter. I'm going to go ahead and log off before this show gets even more
crazy.
You're not going anywhere yet. No, we're not doing you.
We're logging off. We are logging off, despite what Marcus thinks.
Totally insane.
They pushed me out and maced me.
It just never gets old.